Hi, my name is Kristin and this is Kristin Kraves Books. So we have a very exciting TBR for April. It is Realmathon. I actually didn't participate last year, so I'm so excited to be doing so this year. And I am on Team Ilma, which is the best team. If you are interested in reading sci-fi and nonfiction throughout the month of April, this is the team to join. And it's a really fun readathon put on by Cassidy from Covers with Cassidy. I will link the announcement video down below. But I love that we each have our own different realms and there are ways to attack other realms or defend your own. And it's really, the prompts are pretty loose, so you can really just read what you want and see what works and see how many points you get. That's what I'm going to do. I'm not sure how many points I'm going to get from the books on this list, but they're all sci-fi. I'm sure I will read other books and genres throughout the month, but I just wanted to share the sci-fi books I'll be reading for my team. There's going to be a ton of live shows. It's really going to be a good time. You can sign up throughout the entire month of April. The Discord's going to be linked down below and everything, so I'm just really looking forward to this. And I have been in a sci-fi era for some reason. I've been really falling back in love with sci-fi. And one thing I want to do, I'm in the middle of so many series, as you know, but a lot of them are sci-fi series. So I thought this would be a good opportunity to catch up on some of those, to get through some of those. So we'll start with those books first. As you may know, The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet by Becky Chambers, that is a mouthful, is one of my favorite books of all time. We reread it for the Book Checkout Book Club in January. I will leave the live show to that discussion down below. Loved it just as much. Finally, taking the opportunity to continue on with the series, I read the second book. I closed In Common Orbit right after that. I was gonna read the next two and finish off the series, and then Realmathon was announced. I was like, perfect, I will save it. So the two I have left to read are Record of a Spaceborne Few and The Galaxy and the Ground Within, and I cannot wait to finish the series. I adore everything Becky Chambers writes. These are very different. Each of them, I would almost call them companion novels more than a series. Each of the books follows different characters, and it would be a spoiler to tell you who these follow because they are sort of linked. So just know that I love this series and I'm so excited to complete it. And actually, if you join the Discord, there is a buddy read happening for this entire series, and you do get bonus points, or one of the prompts is a buddy read, so look up for that as well. I am going to be in that chat. And then another series I obviously want to catch up on is the Murderbot Diaries. I plan to read the first full-length novel, the last book I need to read in this series to be caught up, Network Effect, in March. But then again, Realmathon was announced and I said, okay, I'll save it. And Network Effect is supposed to be really fantastic. As I said, it's the first full-length novel in this series. All the rest have been novellas, and we're getting a second full-length novel later on in the year. So I need to catch up with this. I love Murderbot as a character. They are obviously a murderbot, but they've become sentient and they're very self-aware, and all they want to do is watch TV and watch like soap operas and just be alone, but somehow they always get entangled with humans, and it's just hilarious. The gimmick of it never gets old to me, so I'm so excited to see what Martha Wells does with a full-length Murderbot story. And then in March, I did read a sci-fi, and that was Winter's Orbit by Everina Maxwell. I was sick for like 5 days, and I just needed something more fun, so I tried this, listened to the audiobook, and read along at the same time, and it was perfect. It's like a very mixed bag of sci-fi and romance. I don't think that it's overwhelming in either of those departments, so if you're going into it looking for a romance, you might be let down. If you're looking for sci-fi, you might be let down, but mixed together, I thought it was wonderful. I loved the romance in this one, so I really want to read the sequel, and that is Ocean's Echo. And much like the Becky Chambers series, I know that this sequel is more of a companion. I don't even think that the characters from the first book are involved at all, but it's all set in the same world, and I do think that the world and the politics that Everina Maxwell has created is really interesting. So I don't know that people love this sequel quite as much as the first book, so I'm going into it knowing that, but I'm really excited. I really did like her writing quite a bit. So I said I wanted to catch up on some series, but why not start another one? This is Ashes of the Sun by Django Wexler. I believe that this is a host favorite, and I received this as a gift for Christmas, and I've been wanting to read it ever since. It's on the longer side, but you do get bonus points for the length of your book, so that works out nicely for me. Everybody says that this is gay Star Wars, which really appeals. Also, this is a hybrid genre. You do get bonus points for hybrid genres. I think this is a sci-fi fantasy. so many people have been reading and loving this lately. I love stories about brothers and sisters, and in this one they are separated and are on different sides of the war. So I'm really looking forward to like a big reunion between them. I love that moment, so can't wait for this one. And if I love it, I do own the sequel, so maybe I'll get to that as well. And then the publisher, Penguin, actually sent me a copy of Venus Underground by Jeff Vandermeer. I thought this was too perfect time to read it during Realmathon. I have read and loved from Jeff Vandermeer in the past. Annihilation, one of the weirdest books I've ever read. If you're not into like space sci-fi, you want some more weird stuff set maybe on Earth, I would check out Jeff Vandermeer. Venus Underground, I think, was actually his first novel, and it's just been re-released with this new cover. Haven't heard too much about it, no idea what to expect, was just showed up on my door, and I'm excited about it because I like this author. The eyes on the cover are super creepy, so I just think that this is going to be a different vibe than the other sci-fi I have on my TBR, and could be a good palette cleanser if you want to call it that, but I'm really looking forward to this. Then I have another host favorite, and I'm so excited about this. It's been on my TBR for years. That is Into the Drowning Deep by Mira Grant. I read my first Mira Grant during the 72 Hours in the Haunted House readathon, and that was Final Girls, and I really liked that. That was like a novella and a sci-fi horror, and that seems to be what Mira Grant writes. So Into the Drowning Deep is a sci-fi horror, perfect hybrid genre, and that has become my favorite subgenre of horror, so that is exciting. And this is following Killer Mermaids. So that's all I need to know. It comes highly recommended. I have the audiobook ready to go. So excited. And again, if you are on the Discord, there is a buddy read for this book that I joined, so I'll see you in the comments if you're going to read that as well. We got to get all the bonus points that we can. And then I have two books that I actually talked about in my last video because they are April releases, and I cannot wait to get my hands on both of these. The first one is Some Desperate Glory by Emily Tesh. I love Emily Tesh. She wrote Silver in the Woods, and the sequel is not coming to me right now, but I love that duology. They are novellas, and this is her first full-length novel, which thrills me. So it's probably my most anticipated book of the year, or it's up there, because I have been waiting and just honestly stalking Emily Tesh's Goodreads for years. So the fact that this is coming is thrilling to me, and I will be reading it for Realmathon. It couldn't have come out at a better time. It is sci-fi. And then the other one is a novella, and I will probably save this for Peace Talks. Peace Talks is a weekend where everybody comes together and reads as many books as they can during the week, so I think that's gonna be fun. This is a novella. It's sci-fi horror. It's The Scourge Between Stars by Ness Brown, and this takes place on a spaceship where humans are trying to go back to Earth after they failed to make a home on a different planet, and they realize that there's something in the walls. They're being haunted or killed in some way, so I think this is gonna be fantastic. And I really do like my horror or sci-fi horror to be on the shorter side. I just think that's more impactful for some reason, so that is high priority. I still have to read Song of Blood and Stone by Penelope. This is the March book for the Book Checkout Book Club, but we might be pushing the live show either to the end of April, early May. I will keep you posted on the dates, so you have plenty of time to get to this. I have plenty of time to get to this. The interesting thing about this book is that there are 3 versions of this first book. There is the first hardcover version, then a second version where I think she added 40,000 words or something, and then this version where she added even more words. The audiobooks are all different, so it might be confusing to talk about, but I think the main themes are going to be there, and it might actually lead to an interesting discussion. So hopefully you can join us for that. I think I'm going to be reading it physically just so I can get the whole story that way. And yeah, the special Earthsinger edition expanded with all new scenes, and I think she introduces new characters and everything, so that's going to be an interesting discussion. So yeah, those are my main priorities. And I'm really excited about Realmathon. I'm hoping I can jump in the chat of a lot of the live streams. It's harder for me during the day, but I really hope to do that, and I just cannot wait to read all the sci-fi. I'm so excited. If you are participating in Realmathon, let me know what team you're on, and if you're on Team Ilma, I'll leave it even more. So I will talk to you soon. Thanks for your support. Bye for now.